Okay, let's talk about the biggest lies in the fitness industry. Let's get into it. Okay, so there's a lot of information that gets reiterated, said, whatever, and frankly, it's just not true. So I'm gonna go through some of the biggest lies in the fitness industry and explain to you either why they're wrong or like what is just more practical. So, first one, let's see. First one is this is pushed by a specific group of people, but it's not taking rest days or not resting at all. Like, respectfully, doing that is more training your mind rather than actually getting the best gains possible. Now, if you want to do active recovery days, that's fine. Like maybe you just do some cardio that day that's light, that's fine. If you want to call that your off day, I have no problem with that. But like there's certain people that like truly just preach, like, we're just gonna train 365 days a year hard. And like respectfully, your body needs time to recover. You're just not going to be recovering properly if you want to train that often. Personally, I would recommend having a set number of rest days per week for the first like 6 months to a year. And then if you want to switch it up, I would then do rest as needed, which is currently what I do. But I think that is absolutely essential. And like, especially every once in a while doing either like a deload week or just an extended few rest days where you're not lifting, like you usually do just come back stronger and you're not putting your body through as much strain. Like rest days are important. Please do not neglect them. I personally, where I'm at now, sometimes I'll go like 2 weeks with only one rest day, maybe two, and then take a 3-day break or something, and then lift. Like I do it very much as needed. Sometimes I'm just not feeling as good for whatever reason. I need more frequent rest days. Other times I'm good to go like 2-3 weeks without a rest day, and I'm just feeling good. So it also helps that I do run for certain days, so I'm not lifting, so that keeps a little less strain on my joints. So that is the first one. That is just a complete lie. Yes, your body does need rest. Like it's absolutely asinine to think you don't need rest. So the next one is that some specific split is going to change everything for you. And the reason you're not making gains is because you're not using this split. Sorry, that's just not true. At the really high end of training, your split probably does matter to a degree. But it's definitely not going to be the end-all be-all. As long as you're hitting the adequate number of sets per week for each muscle group, your split isn't going to matter too much. If anything, splits are honestly should be a little bit more personal because it should depend on your goals specifically and how fast your body recovers. Like some people recover way faster than others. Like an example of this is like for me, I know my hamstrings, one, I don't need as much volume for them. Like I can do very little and just feel cooked on my hamstrings. And two, my hamstrings take forever to recover. Like when I hit hamstrings, I'm usually still slightly feeling it at my next leg day. Whereas when I hit quads, my quads recover relatively quickly. Like I don't get a crazy amount of soreness, and it's just the genetic thing. Like it just is how it is. So it's going to be very specific. For some people, like when they hit arms, their arms are cooked. It just depends on who you are genetically and like how long your body actually needs to recover. So there isn't really one specific split. If anything, if you're just training for like average health and like just general health goals, honestly, whatever split you enjoy the most is honestly the best split for you. Because the biggest thing for most people is just sticking with it. So whatever split you're going to use, that you actually stick with it, is the split you should be using. So the next one, and this is one of my biggest pet peeves, is this ab exercise will get you a six-pack. No, it won't. It won't. That's a complete and utter lie. And the worst part is, people with six-packs know this and still say it. There is no specific ab or core exercise that is going to get you a six-pack. That is not a thing. To have a six-pack, you need to have visible abs. Obviously. How do you get visible abs? You need to not have body fat on your stomach. Like, that is the extent of it. That's why you'll see skinny dudes with no muscle walking around with like a skinny pack. Why? Because they don't have a lot of body fat. That's the sole reason why. Now, doing ab exercises, any type of exercise for your midsection, right? That will make it easier, technically, to have visible abs. And that's because you'll grow the muscle will be bigger, it'll be more protruding off your stomach, and it'll be more visible and easier to see. So that is objectively true. But you can have like the thickest abs in the world, But guess what? If you have a bunch of body fat over it, you're not going to see it. If you're walking around at 25% body fat, it doesn't matter how big and thick your abs are, you're never going to see it. That is just the way it is. That's why you'll hear some people say abs are built in the kitchen, because you need to have a low enough body fat percentage for your abs to be visible. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. So there is that one. The next one kind of goes together. It's that carbs are the devil and that your metabolism slows down. So I put these together just because they're kind of like diet related. So first of all, carbs are an important fuel source for your body. They fuel your body. Now, technically, you can go into ketosis, which would be if you're eating a no-carb diet, your body will transfer over to ketosis, run on ketones, and that is objectively true. I'm not really going to go into much more detail than that on ketones and that stuff. That would be on the keto diet. But if you're having carbs during any meal of your day, your body's not going to be on ketosis. It takes, I believe it's like 24 to 48 hours for your body to fully shift over. So if you're having any sort of carbs, then you need to be eating them. Now, the issue is that it's bad carbs that are the issue. What are bad carbs? When you're eating processed foods, if you're getting your carbs from like bread's not a great example, from like potato chips and things like that, or like Pop-Tarts, I don't know, whatever, donuts, things like that. If those are your main carb sources, yeah, those are bad. Those are not good carb sources. But if you're getting all your carbs from sweet potato, rice, fruits, veggies, things like that, those are good carb sources. Fruits are not thought of as carb sources, but they are. Honey is another good carb source. So you just have to, it's more about getting the good carbs rather than saying carbs are the devil. And the other thing I said with that was metabolism. So you are not struggling to lose weight because you're 30 and you lost your metabolism that you had when you were 18. That's not true. You're moving less. Sorry to break it to you. So there was a study done. Your metabolism slows down 1 to 2% every decade. Yes, decade. So from the time you are 20 to the time you are 70, that is a 50-year age gap. On the high end, your metabolism will be 10% slower. On the low end, it'll be 5% slower. That is it. So from the time you're 20 to 40, at most, your metabolism is 4% slower, at most. No, the reason you can't lose weight or you're putting on weight is not your metabolism. You're not moving as much. If you think about it, let's think about high school. You're walking to all your classes, you're walking around the building all the time. Plus, there's a good chance you're probably playing sports. Then you're doing things on the weekend, probably almost every weekend with friends, moving around. You're moving so much when you were in high school. Then you go to college. You're still walking to classes. A lot of people get into the gym in college. Or you're playing rec sports and you're walking to things around campus. You're walking on the weekends. Like if you're going out or you're walking a bunch in college. Then you graduate and you get your 9-to-5 job. You're sitting at a desk all day. You get up 5 times probably, where you're going to the bathroom or grabbing lunch, or you need to talk to a few coworkers, maybe 10 times, whatever. And then you're coming home and sitting for the rest of the night. Like you're not moving at all. And even if you are still working out, you're still inherently moving less. Because now when you went from walking to classes and whatever in college, you're walking to the bathroom. That's it. Like you're just inherently not moving as much unless you're conscious of it and are consciously making yourself move. So that's another one that is such a pet peeve of mine. It's not your metabolism. It's you literally just not moving as much. I'm so sorry to break it to you. The last one is you need this specific supplement to make gains. No, you don't. Realistically, you can make so many gains without any supplements. And honestly, the main supplement that I guess you could say for size, while still being a natural lifter, obviously if you're going into things that are unnatural and make you be considered not a natural lifter anymore, those are going to help you with gains, but most people aren't going to do that. That would be steroids and like TRT and things like that. But while staying natty, the main thing would be creatine, but that's going to be a very marginal gain. It's not going to be the end all be all for you. Most other supplements out there that they tell you are going to make you massive, I'm so sorry to break it to you, they're not. If anything, the better supplements are to fill nutrient gaps and taking vitamin D. That's a massive supplement that most people are deficient in. It's other supplements like that are going to help you feel better overall. but like there isn't some magical supplement that's gonna increase your testosterone by like 10 billion times or just magically make you 10 times bigger. Like realistically, those magical supplements are called training hard, eating right, and sleeping well. Like those are the 3 pillars to everything. So with that being said, these are the, what was that? I think if you count the diet ones as 2, I think 6, whatever. Those are the biggest myths in the fitness industry and the biggest lies that people are constantly telling you. So I hope you learned something. I hope this can change the way you think about certain things, and hopefully you can use that change in thinking to change your actions. So hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you're able to make some progress after listening to this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Catch you there.